We're going to be a little bit relaxed in the studio today. Today's topic is a topic that, we all go through in life, and I'm going to introduce that in a minute. I'm going to get into some informing what's going on with us in the community, and then we're going to jump straight up into that topic, and we're just going to have a real talk. What you think about that, sis? Just have a real talk with them about some things.
Oh, I'm ready for that. A conversation? Yes, let's get it on.
That part.
Sugar.
Okay. On the twin activate. Okay. In the shape of a radio show. So, Black Evie, so why don't you go ahead on and let them get their little foot wet a little bit and let them know what we're working on for next year. Just give them a little at a glance.
We have a community town hall that will be coming up next year, January the 30th. And this community town hall is here to foster the people and the agencies in getting to know each other, know the people. We want you all to know what agencies exist, what agencies are out there to help you, and the agencies need to connect with you, the community. So that is what we are putting together for the community, as well as the agencies, so everyone can utilize resources correctly.
And we're going to add a little piece to that where we're going to do some creative stuff in the community. And we're going to really be focusing on mental health stability, because everybody has mental health. You need to know how healthy your mental health is. We're going to use creativity to express ourselves, to grow. We're going to bring things to the community for everyone, children, on up to our retro royals. So you guys stay tuned. You can always go to Get in the Know, GiTK.org. I'm going to shout that out all through the show, and you can find out all the information you want. Mental health is an important piece of everybody's life. So my first announcement about a mental health awareness day going on at Bible Way International Church of God in Christ. Superintendent Dr. Pastor Carl Whitaker with 2 T's. On Saturday, October the 25th, at our church, it's 535 Fleming Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45231. From 2:30 to 5:30, there is a mental health awareness day. It would be a light lunch served, and they actually do need a little bit of help with it. So if you want to know more about this mental health day coming up on October the 25th, hosted by Mother Evangelist Jacqueline Polonis, and you get a bonus speaker too, Dr. Mary Hopkins, and they're both ethnic sisters in our community. And we really need to be more aware of our ethnic mental health. It is, once again, Saturday, October the 25th, from 2:30 to 5:30. Check it out on the website, Get in the Know, GiTK.org, if you want to find out about all of these announcements. I'm telling you, because I can't actually read all of the stuff to you all. I want to highlight it for y'all, and then y'all can go on and see the specs that you have to do to get involved with these things. Actually, I printed the same thing twice. So really, that was about mental health. So that's important. Y'all get out there October the 25th. Now, in November, we have Dr. Pastor Carl Whitaker, 2 T's, superintendent. He's got a lot of names to go with him, my pastor does. The 15th pastoral anniversary and the 81st church anniversary. I wanted to share you guys with that because that's trying to reach out to the community. So everybody trying to connect with the community, and we promote community involvement, especially with our churches. We need to make sure that our churches are involved with our communities, and we're going to get into that in a minute with the topic, and we're going to cover it all. But it's a pastoral anniversary. I'll highlight that all November long. If you guys want to learn more about the pastoral and the church anniversary at Bible Way Church of God in Christ, once again, go to Get in the Know, GiTK.org. Now, Black Evie kind of highlighted a little bit for you guys about what's going on with us about our town halls coming up in January. And to the lead up, we're going to let you know everything that's going on. And you once again can go to the website. But we were invited by Rehoboth Well Ministries to join in a collaboration to help our communities at risk. And they are located at 1829 Elm Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202. They're actually the New Hope church that's down there on Elm Street. That's where it's at. It's Rehoboth Ministries. And it is jam-packed every day of the week with something for the community. This is a community resource. I mean, it's so much going on in the weekly programs. They got job readiness, budgeting classes, mental health, Bible study, cooking classes, family fun night. It's so much on this thing. And if everybody that's viewing me, this is the sheet right here. And in the blue area, it is jam-packed every day of the week. Something to do positive in the community with your family that is free to us because we got to join and unite. It's about reestablishing our communities, and Getting the Know is now in collaboration to add our piece to that. So we want to give Rehoboth Well Ministries and the sisters there, the minister and Sister D, I believe is her name, and I'm so sorry. I have met so many people here recently, so I'm horrible with names. I'll get them right. But let's give them a round of applause for all that they're doing in the community. We are so happy that they invited us on the journey too. Once again, that's Rehoboth Well Ministries, 1829 Elm Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202. Once again, to find out which day of the week has something that you want to do, just go to Get in the Know, GiTK.org. Hit that events tab on the website and it'll tell you everything. Just click on the pictures and they blow up a little bigger so you can see them. My last little thing is a safety thing. I've mentioned this several times on the show, and that's HC Hamilton County Alert. You guys need to Google that, or you can call 513-825-2280. This is about how to link up your life with 911 in case something happened to you. And they got so many different links to ways you can do it, like with your medicine, your kids, your house, your car. It's so much on there. I can't even explain it all. But once again, you can go to Get in the Know, GiTK.org, and go to the help page on that one. You'll see a list of help out there for you. I'm sure you can find some for your families, everybody in your life. I wanted to share those things with you guys. I know I'm probably just speeding through here right now because I'm just so excited to be back.
Yes.
Yes. The lies we tell and the people lie to you. So we got lies like voluntary lies. What I call voluntary lie is when you just start telling me something, I ain't even ask you a question. Like you telling me that, I graduated from UC, Xavier, Cincinnati State. I got 12 degrees. I'm doing this. I'm just using this as an example. And I'm just believing you, right? I have no reason not to believe you, but you're lying to me about all of this. And the funny thing is, when you get around other people that know something about you, and you start talking that, you get exposed. Okay, that's voluntary lies. So
I know what you're talking about.
That part. Then we got, and I classified these lies. That was voluntary lies. And they all start with V's. Then you got victim lies. Those are the lies where you lie, but now you the victim. Well, see, you ain't understand what happened was. I wasn't with them robbing the store. I was in the car and I drove it, and I didn't have nothing. I didn't even know they were going in there to rob the store. I didn't know nothing about that. I was just in the car. They had picked me up at the corner before, that right there, and Now you the victim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got one of my favorites, valuable lies. Mm-hmm. That's where people start gifting you stuff. Right? Well, hey, baby, I bought you I bought you a gadget for your car, you know, that alarm system with the sound system that went with it, and it's a round sound with your horn, and I bought you some candy, and you know, they try to buy their way out the lie, right?
Manipulation.
Yes. Then you got by far my favorite lie. Verifying lies. That's where you include me in on your lie. Okay.
You wasn't even aware of it, huh?
Right. Like we sitting up here right now, we talking. And you're like, girl, you remember when we had went over to Russia and we had seen the prime minister or whatever they got over there. We sitting there in the office and we talked to Trump. And I was sitting up here like, we're in an HE double hockey stick, did we do that? And you try to like, yeah. Or that can be flipped on his head. I start telling a story. It's a true story that you ain't had nothing to do with, but all of a sudden you know everything about the story. You know all the answers. You can fix it all. If I tell you my rotator cuff was messed up, well, yeah, my rotator cuff was messed up, but I used duct tape and it was fixed or something. You know, like you know everything now. And the wheel on my car is messed up. Well, you know that might be your rotor, whatever on your car. Like you just know everything. Like it ain't nothing you don't know. Like, okay, I'm going through menopause, but you talking to a man. You going through menopause? You know that too, huh? Okay, that part.
That sounds like a narcissist.
That's on this list. Okay. So we're gonna break it down into categories. And you know, I'm gonna put my disclaimer out there today. I'm talking about lies, and I'm not talking about anybody particularly, but if you find something common in what I'm saying and you sounds familiar, it may just apply to you, okay? And you might want to think about that, or it might apply to somebody you involved with some kind of way. And you got to look at all these relationships. So I was looking at lies from the aspect of the family, the government, your doctor, your school, your job, your lawyer, your friends, the news, the internet, and the one that really gonna rock y'all world, the church.
You said a mouthful.
Yes. But we're gonna start this conversation. And this is not a messy conversation, it's the truth. So, ladies, I'm gonna pick on y'all. Black Evie been too quiet. So Black Evie, out of this category, let's start talking about, you know, some familiarity with some lies that, you know, can hurt us and harm us. And I guess I'll just start at the top of the list. And John, you just chime in wherever. We might not even get through this whole list. But let's start with our family. Because our family is what we first, you know, are brought into life. And it's our first experiences. It guides us and it shows us how to be in communities. It teaches us how to coexist, and it teaches us about telling the truth or a lie, and it instills values into you. And a lot of times, you know, if you don't have the right values instilled to you, then it just becomes a generational situation. So, Black Evie, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask y'all questions back and forth. You know, in a familiar relationship, when families are not, you know, it doesn't even matter rich members. We just talking about families, and you can take it from any aspect that you want. But, you know, tell us what you think the value of, you know, knowing the truth from your family, and how when you're growing up and stuff, trying to discern like your spot. Like I know, like when I was growing up, there was a lot of things going on around me, and I was the youngest child in the family, and I had a lot of people above me, and I had a lot of people with a lot of different opinions, and I had to try to discern and understand what was right, what was wrong. And of course, you got your mom and your daddy, and we fighting against that. We struggle with that when we're growing up, especially when we're trying to get our independence. So, you know, I had to start learning how to discern those things for myself, how to establish myself in the family, and how to understand when somebody was just blowing steam at me. And it's important for me with the family thing, because everybody is related to somebody. And if you can't get the truth out of them, then where do you go? And I ask you, Black Evie, like, how do you think that, especially with our children of today, and this kind of goes in with the internet too, they're being influenced by the internet when they should be influenced by their family. And a lot of times, like these internet moms putting their kids on the internet, using them for the clickbait and advertising them and trying to make social media money, they putting lies out there. So you see where that's going? You're lying to the people on the internet. You're lying to your kids. Like T.I. got a lot of stuff going on right now himself with lies to the point where his son is in jail. Trying to be something he wasn't, trying to live up to his daddy's expectations. And T.I. lying to everybody, every which way he can go. And I'm speaking the truth on that. I actually met the brother. So, but, I'm going to pull back a little bit, Black Evie. I kind of laid it out there for you. Ja is going to say something because we're going to get to the narcissistic people. Because to me, T.I. a little narcissistic too. But go ahead, Black Evie.
You laid out a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak to as a child and how you discern truth and lies, how you take them in, and what you do with them and what you decide. So, true story from me, right? As a child, my one parent was non-existent and the other parent was there, but not so present for the children's needs, right? So very young, and this was just a decision, and then it grew from there. At about 4 or 5 years of age, I decided that I didn't want to lie and cheat and do people wrong. And this was based off of what I was seeing, right? Directly from the person that should be teaching me the total opposite, right? So very young, I decided, well, I don't want to do those things. And from there, my discernment grew. And I was able to, since I was going through deep things so young, I matured quickly. So I was able to make decisions for myself. Like at the age of 9 or 10, I decided, I'm not having children. And if I have children, I'm only having one. I only have one child to this day on this earth. Okay.
I second that. I second that.
Okay. Stood 10 toes down on that one. Mm-hmm. So, just as a child growing up and according to your environment, you have to make these discernments pretty quick, and you don't even know that you're doing it. Mm-hmm. And to your point of the media lying to us, and it trickles down really in all facets of our lives. Mm-hmm. As family members of the younger generations, you have to teach them what is right and what is wrong. There's so much misinformation out here. You have to teach them, and you yourself have to practice vetting information, which means making sure this information is correct. Mm-hmm. Is it the truth or is it a lie? Mm-hmm. Because lies come to us in all forms, as Mitri listed off. Lying is just really a business.
So true.
Really.
So true.
Preach.
Yes.
It's gotta be the top business, because we got politicians. I got a list of professions later on that I'm gonna go down. These people get paid to lie.
Your president. Your president.
Definitely number one. See, it starts at the top. You know what I'm saying? And it trickles on down. So I'll get to that list later, but I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to Ja.
Okay.
She over here itching too.
Well, give thanks, because great minds think alike. I'm like, oh, is she going to continue? Because she's telling the rest of my thoughts.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. But Yeah, for myself, I'm the oldest child and the only female. So my life was different. I had to set the example.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like to lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at a young age, I learned it was not fear the creator, but try to, do right.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have that experience, with my siblings. But I had a lot of those experiences with other family members,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes they would lie to you because they think you are in a better position than they are.
Ooh,
So
that's the narcissist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they lying about what they had,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing that it really didn't mean anything to us.
Mm-hmm.
And like Evie said, lying is a business.
Yeah. Hey,
Politics.
people get paid to do it.
Yeah. So you have to make that discernment of what they are speaking on. Is it your truth or is it your lie?
Mm-hmm.
Because we can only live for us and do for us. And if you want to, it's a lie on social media, dealing with that, if you feel like it's a lie for yourself, you do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard, but that's what balances the world out anyway. Good and bad, wicked and good. And so you have to pick your battles.
The lie and the truth. I mean, I guess that works with the balance thing too.
Yeah, because for the ones who enjoy the truth, would not deal with the ones who are liars.
Oh, I got a question. I'm glad you said that. And I want both of y'all to answer this.
Okay, so that would make you want to tell the truth.
Now, on that note, do you think more people lie or more people tell the truth?
For myself, of the experience I've been around, I'm going to say it's almost even, but I done met more manipulative people, it seemed like, than the good people, because the good people tired of dealing with them type of people, so they kind of moving out the way, getting in their own lane, and come out and sprinkle their blessings here and there each chance they get, and then we go back in. We ain't got the energy for that.
Mm-mm. No.
So you have to pick and choose your battles, like I said. And, with your discernment on it. Take it to the creator sometime.
Because these liars, they are really good at what they do.
Very.
Yes. Black Evie, that same
Yes.
question. Do you think there are more liars or truth tellers in the world?
Well, I'm just going to say it like this. I like to think that there's more good than evil in the world. So I like to think that there are more truth tellers than liars in the world.
So vet that
That's what I
in your personal experience. Vet that in your personal experience in life. Have you encountered more truth tellers or lies? Did I start something? See,
That's a lot. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'll say the truth tellers outweigh the liars. You gotta know your red flags with people, and how to vet information.
Mm-hmm.
Even just as in the example you gave, Nitri, you meet somebody and they say, "Oh, I got 12 degrees. I done graduated from every college in the world, and I'm just so smart." You're like, "Oh, okay, all right. What's your name?" "Okay, that's right. Okay, we can check you out." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you're saying ain't nothing.
Ooh.
A mouth can say anything.
Whoa.
Right? So, long as the internet just that's gold. That gave us gold. You want to know something about somebody, you people. And if you really want to get deep into it, you go to the county in which they reside and go to the clerk of courts that Hamilton County Clerk of Courts.org, and you type in their information that you know, and you pull up that their background, their criminal background. Like if you want to get deep into it, right?
Yeah.
If you want to find out if somebody a truth teller, you hey, it's ways to find out. But at the end of the day, I still feel that I've met more truth tellers than liars.
Yeah, like you said, that internet is a bad motor scooter. You can get exposed so quick with it. You know, it could be a double-edged sword though, because it also like not when you vetting like somebody's telling the truth about who they are on those types of things, but like when you are really overindulged into the social media platforms. And I'm sorry to the YouTube watchers. I don't know. We just got kicked off of YouTube, but I'm putting this back on here. That, you know, you definitely have to discern and vet the information that you're receiving when you're using the internet. And that's why we're getting to know when we use, like Black Evie was saying, we go to the actual government, local, city, state websites when we're talking about information that's pertinent to informed choices for you guys. Now, this subject matter about the lies, we're going from just more so common sense that we all share at getting to know, because I found that common sense ain't always so common. But to be a part of getting to know, you have common sense. And I'm not saying other people don't have common sense. I'm just saying it's not as common as I think. And that's not my original phrase. I've heard that said before, so I agree with it. But you definitely have to be attentive to the information that's being given to you by anybody. The next thing on the list is actually the church. You know, we definitely got to be attentive to where we lie our spiritual faith with. I'm not telling you what to believe or what not to believe. I'm not telling you one religion is right, one religion is wrong. I'm not telling you the Bible is right, the Bible is wrong. I'm not going to speak from those aspects religiously or politically. I'm just speaking from receiving information from any source, including the church, and getting that information and understanding the validation of the information. I watch a lot of YouTube and mainstream media to see what's going on, the lies that are being told, the truth that's being told, the concerns that are out there. And a lot of people are starting to expose a lot of these mega churches that, you know, where these pastors think they need Learjets, like Kenneth Copeland, Creflo Dollar. These pastors that are doing the wrong things to the congregation, the children, the women, and everything. You know, so all of those examples right there, those churches and the information that you're receiving in that setting is being exposed. And it's exposing not only lies, it's also exposing crimes. And one thing, you know, for me personally, even when in all walks of life, you should, in my opinion, validate and vet what you're doing. And that includes going to your church. You really need to know the leadership you're around, the congregation you're in, and what that means to you and your systems of morals, values, and beliefs. Because I see a lot of churches out here, and I'm not speaking about any one particular church at all. So I'm not aiming this at nobody, but this is the truth. A lot of these churches out here, you will go to church, they'll have 4 and 5 collection plates, the building, the offering, the tithes, the kids, the toilet paper, the napkins. They got a plate for every daggone thing, right? Now, truth be told, you dishing out your money every Sunday because you think that's what you're supposed to do. You know, I see it go on. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I see it go on. This is just Metri's observation from being in churches personally and watching it on TV and being a grown-up. I see so many people pouring into that ministry and that prosperity stuff where if you give this, you're going to get that back. And I see a lot going out of their pockets, but I see these same people struggling. And I'm aware of situations where people have tithed and gave their money to the church, and as soon as they go to the church and ask for some help, now the church want to look up how much you didn't tithe, and or the church, and or the church want to dissect your situation and pray about it and all this, but we wasn't doing all that when I was pumping my money into this church. And now I need to withdraw some. I need a little chump change because my rent is due. And you told me to sow this seed, but I don't pay my rent. Give you this $1,000, but I ain't got nowhere to lay my head. But you driving off in a BMW, a Benz, a Tesla, or whatever you drive with my money. Oh, but when I call you to the mat and I ask you, I want to go to the financials of the church because the church is a nonprofit. So I would think that the church wants to be transparent, right, with its members that's putting the money in there. And I ain't talking about no particular church. This is your observation, and it's a factual situation. It is the truth. It is it's the sad truth. Then we get to, oh, no, we can't do that. That's private information. Well, no, like Black EB said, that's a record of public knowledge. Every nonprofit by the IRS is listed on the IRS, and the EIN is on there too. So if you are a church, why would you not want to be transparent with your members? Why would you want to hide the financials? Why would you not want to help them? So see, hiding financials or hiding church information or hiding anything, to me, that's lying. So now you're looking fishy. And I'm listening to you, for my guidance. And I'm seeing all of this stuff, people coming in the church and they go in and they're doing what they do. And then they come out and everything they said that you shouldn't do, they doing that immediately when they walk out the door. If that's not a lie, I don't know what is. But then we sit in those pews. We all fill these pews and we don't want to say nothing because we don't want to ruffle the feathers. We scared Sister so-and-so or Pastor so-and-so might say something or my faith might be tempted. But you got to look at the reality of it, baby. Is it making sense? Are you stressed and struggling? Because I didn't think going to church and tithing and being religious or spiritual was supposed to be stressful. Now, that's my message. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to run it back to Black Evie now and wrap it out around the jar after that.
Ooh, Mitri on fire, isn't she?
Robo DJ today.
Yeah.
That's the truth, but I'm sticking to it.
I'm going to just go a little bit back to your statement in reference to common sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, common sense, you are right. Common sense is not so common. And it's not so common because it has to be taught to an individual, right? You don't just get that. You have to be taught. And I speak from personal experience. I remember being taught to use my common sense. And it took some time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was probably I might have been about 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there, where my grandmother single-handedly developed my common sense. Mm-hmm. So, no, it is not so common because it has to be taught. And if you were not taught common sense, you cannot teach someone else common sense. Unless you learn and teach yourself some common sense somewhere. But yes, it has to be taught. And you want to teach it to children.
Hello.
You want to teach it to the children. You want to teach it when they're young, preferably, going into preteen. Mm-hmm. 11, 12, 13, so that they will be able to, that helps develop reasoning skills, cognitive skills, a whole bunch of things. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to speak to that because I thought it was funny when you brought it up, like, no, that's the truth. It is not common.
It ain't. So
no. To speak to the professions that are paid to lie to us, right? Right? It's a bunch of them. Politicians, mm-hmm. Men at the top. After that, definitely we have what? LieAWYERS, right?
And hey, run that back. Say that again.
We have LieAWYERS. I can't own that. That is Tyler Perry. That is all Tyler Perry back in the day. Back in the day. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. He said that in the movie, and I've always held on to it. Like, oh, a LieAWYER? Is that what I mean?
You finally got to use it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I need one in my personal life too right now. So I'm looking for. I need the best LieAWYER out there. Okay?
That part.
Right.
Morgan.
But just in some other professions that use deception as a core function, equivalent to lying, okay?
Preach, my sister.
You got your intelligence officers, clandestine operations, okay? They use fabricated identities and stories and false claims to gather information so that they can do their work, right?
Right.
Undercover law enforcement officers, narcotic investigators, private investigators, negotiators for labor negotiators, you know, in charge of, what do you call those? The labor forces,
the labor unions,
the unions.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. The labor unions.
They still looking for Buddy Hoffa, the one that the union leader went back in the day that told all them lies, and now he gone.
See, corporate leaders.
Preach.
Okay.
Preach.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Mitri, military officers. Okay.
I can testify to that. I can test a lot of that.
Yeah, we talking higher ups, right? So when you get into the higher ups, as I said before, it trickles down, right? That's what that's gonna be. So that's just to name a few in reference to some professions that are paid to lie. So watch out. You always have to do your research, people. That's what we do. That's what getting to know is about. Research. What's the truth? Do your research.
And look, if you don't know, just get with getting to know. GiTK.org.
Here it is.
And not only that, you gotta use a little common sense with that. You know, common sense fall in the same category of being aware of your situation, aware of what's going on, and think of the best solution that could work for you. And that is called common sense as well.
And sometimes you gotta stop for a minute and not let all of that information overwhelm you, and you start making emotional decisions.
Yeah.
And we're really gonna get into that when we get into the mental health piece. But you really, when you said that, that kind of really struck me. Like, yeah, you know, sometimes we just too emotionally wound up. We can't make a common sense decision. And even if you have a person that operates with great common sense, your situations in life, life gonna keep lifing. Yeah. That's real talk. That's the truth, y'all. That's the truth.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why you have to pick and choose your battles. And we're giving the tithes in the churches, you know, not trying to take the money from the churches, but, you know, you can give tithes in many ways.
Hello, priestess.
You know, you can give tithes in blessing someone else who you know is really struggling, and you able to give a little support. You know, going out here buying someone a sandwich who's hungry, feeding the homeless. You know, giving somebody a blanket, even just giving a person a smile, a hello, and God bless you. It could take a person a long way mentally, and that's dealing with mental health as well.
Yeah.
So everything go hand in hand.
You got that right, sis. You got that right. And sometimes you made me think even more, like, just listening. Sometimes, like, I think like this morning, somebody just needed me to listen to them. I'm not going to name no names. Okay? But somebody, I'm going to have to tell you about this Black Evie, so you know who it is now. Somebody just needed somebody to listen to them. Right? And that's the truth. right?
I'm gonna be a little transparent here. That was it was too early in the morning. I didn't do my regular routine, so
I called it.
yeah, she sure did. I started watching TV, and I was watching a particular show, and it kind of took me out because I'm looking like, look at all these liars in here, all these narcissists in here, everybody manipulating each other, and it pissed me off. Ooh, I didn't mean to say that.
Okay, keep going.
It made me upset.
Okay.
So I called, Mitri happened to call me, and I was talking to her about the TV show. And I had to breathe and relax and realize it was TV. But it took me back to the people in the world, how they really actually act like that.
Yeah. Caller, are you there? Yes.
Yeah, the conversation I was enjoying about the conversation, and I had a comment there. One of the things I would say is, if you were to ask me what is the biggest problem in the world today, and you gave me one way to describe it, it would be misperception, not seeing things correctly. And as far as lies go, I think one of the biggest lies, the long-standing lies, parents, such as 16 stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt them. Whereas the words that have hurt us the most. Bones can heal in 6 weeks, but some people are suffering from lies that were given 60 years ago. Additionally, I would say one of the lies that perhaps most famous are the lies that we tell ourselves. That I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm not too good enough, I'm not good enough. So just wanted to say that.
Oh, that was real talk. Tell us, what's your name, please?
My name is Tyrone Jackson. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, Tyrone. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for calling in. And you are so right. I didn't even think about, the lies that we let grow in us. That was really, really a great way to share that because, now we're owning the lie and we have to let it go. Brother Tyrone, I'm glad that you got to call in today. We will soon be in touch with you. I do have to wrap up the show, but a great point. Thank you so much for sharing. I'll speak to you a little later. You too.
Wow, that was a great point.
Yeah, that was an aspect I didn't even think about.
Mm-hmm. That's why we value our callers.
Definitely. Brother Tyrone, yes. I appreciate him calling in and sharing that because a lot of people, it kind of speaks to what Black Eb was saying. When she was 4 or 5 years old, my mom instilled some things in her because I'm sure y'all know Black Eb is my niece. So that's true because if the wrong things are being instilled in you, then you start to devalue yourself. Mm-hmm. You start to think that you're not enough, like he said. Mm-hmm. And I think that right there, that Brother Tyrone brought, I think we need to tie that into our mental health piece.
Of course, they go hand in hand being a narcissist because that's suppressing the trauma inside of you. So you is holding on to this lie and don't realize the lie is hurting you. And once you could overcome it or work through it, it will become your truth.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, now you don't know it's a lie.
That's another problem.
And hey, like I said, well, not like I said. If you don't know it's a lie, hopefully throughout life, it don't hinder you, and someone could trigger you to bring it to your attention that was a lie. Because if you're not in that certain environment or having those certain conversations, dealing with that lie that you're suppressing, you won't know it's a lie. I get that.
I can tell the audience the #1 truth revealer, Ancestry.com, Okay.
Whoa.
I got a whole live truth telling situation about that. So yeah.
Wait a minute. You might find out you might not even be part of your own family. And if I'm gonna tell the truth about that, it's some of them I wouldn't mind finding that out about. Okay, like you ain't even related to me anyway. Okay, right? And that's the truth.
Lord.
Okay. Well, what about them true lies? Them true lies where you tell it so good that you putting a little truth in there, trying to confuse people, and it can just be spent. I mean, there's so much you can go with these lies, and I think that, in my opinion, when I asked you ladies earlier, do you think it was more truth tellers or liars in the world? Both of you were trying to, in my opinion, were erring on the caution of wanting the greater good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I'm gonna just be transparent. There's more liars in the world.
I believe it. I believe it. That's why I said the truth tellers, they come out and sprinkle their blessings and then they go back in because it's too much chaos out here in the world.
That part.
Yeah.
We got.
I have to agree with you, especially with people and professions that get paid to lie. Like they are, if they didn't lie, they are taught and trained to lie. So yeah.
And then the police is one of them. The police is a big one because like they are allowed to lie to you when they're interrogating you, but they want you to tell the truth. I'm like,
and if you lie to them, then you go to jail.
Yeah, I'm like, that don't even make no sense to me. Like, you know, but we got like 3-4 minutes left, and I want to leave y'all with a thought. You know, like I said, the lies we tell and the people are lying to you. Have you lied lately?
Mm.
Y'all ain't got to answer if y'all
you know
want to.
what? I'm gonna comment on that. Some people don't call it lies. They call not telling the whole truth.
But see, omission is that's a lie too. Like here's what they say.
Like you just said, sugarcoated it. I mean, sugar it up, sweeten it up.
Yeah.
You know, same thing.
Well, one of the biggest lies is when somebody asks you something like, well, why didn't you tell me that? And then you turn around and be like, well, you never asked.
That's a good one to get out of that one.
Yeah, have you lied lately?
Oh, yeah, I am the committer of true lies. When need be.
That part. When need be. Right. Her if y'all know anything about 16 personalities, if y'all don't, we'll talk about that. But I think everybody should do 16 personalities model because it'll tell you about yourself. And Black Evie told her she wasn't nothing but a liar. It cut her up like, yo, you ain't nothing but a liar.
I hope it said when need be. You know?
No.
Right, that part.
Don't believe nothing coming out of her
Well, I tell you what, y'all tell me if I'm a liar. Anything I have said from any show, y'all run that back to me. Let me know if I was lying, because this show about the truth.
Yeah,
that's who we are.
And you know what? It is. And her 16 personalities did say that, but not to that degree. You know, embellished a little bit. But if we all gonna sit up here right now on this show on Facebook, YouTube, WAIF 88.3 FM, if we gonna be real and transparent, we all lie. Okay? And to some degree, we all lie. You know?
At some point in life.
Right. Sorry.
And we are, perfectly imperfect people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I might fudge something, you know, like I'm on my way and I'm 2 minutes away and I'm really like 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking to my right, you know. I'm not going to tell a lie to gain anything or to hurt someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but to tell the truth right now, we all fudge the truth a little bit when it's a little convenient for us. And we're transparent.
Yeah, we're human beings.
Right.
We're people.
But we stand on what we say in this show, get in the know. When we give you information, it's vetted, viable, and it's the truth. And you can check it out, like Black Evie said, because when we're getting into giving you information that you need to make decisions in your life, we go to the entities that are supposed to govern those things. Mm-hmm. But we at 13:59, which is 1:59 in civilian time, and to tell you the truth, we gotta go.
Such a bad.
Yeah.
Peace, love, and light.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Peace and blessings.
peace and blessings always. Black Evie, what you got to say to him? Because I think we got to put what you call it on playback. So, yeah. All right. So we're gonna have Disco Dave going there over there, and once again, this is WAIF Cincinnati 88.3 at the top of the hour at 2 p.m. In a second, you're gonna be hearing a playback from Dean Hart from Sunday Drive. He will be coming in. Black Evie, give him a shout out because Disco Dave is about to take the airway away from us.
Black Evie here, and I just want to thank everybody for tuning back into the show after our break. You are much appreciated. We love you. Black Evie out.
Peace.
One, two, do the junkyard groove.
Unbelievable was Tierra upon her birth, August 10th, 1988. Unbelievable, the Divine One chose me to be Tierra's delivery way. Unbelievable, Tierra's spirit is powerful. Her heart is pure. Her soul is unique. Unbelievable, now I'm touched by my angel. Tierra's love is in heaven for me. Unbelievable, our journey together, our downs, our ups, our lows, our highs. Unbelievable, our journey together is eternity, mother-daughter love for life. Unbelievable, Tierra, I pledge to you with tender love and care. Unbelievable, your legacy will shine. I dedicate to you your foundation, Joy. Unbelievable, through space and time, Tierra's soul flies free as it soars. Unbelievable, with Jesus in his kingdom. Tierra, now your place is forevermore. Unbelievable, you always say I love you, and I always say diddle with all my heart. Unbelievable, now our love is in spirit, is our rainbow in the stars. Unbelievable, I love you.
1, 2, take a little solo. One, two, and bring it down. Nice and gentle. One, two, everybody groove.
Dedicated to my baby, Tierra. One love.